Hold on, let me get out of here.
Hey, Alex. Hi, my name's Zach, student physical therapist. I'll be working with you today.
Sounds good.
So you got some back pain,
I have some back pain, yes.
unfortunately. So it's kind of going down the leg, is that right? I read your intake form.
Yeah, it's kind of going down my leg and wrapping around.
Okay. Well, let's start with your gallbladder issues.
Okay.
Everything's good with that?
Yep, I have a primary care doctor that I see for that, so.
When's the last time you saw them?
I do monthly checkups usually.
Okay, so everything's good with that. That's good. So the back pain, is the pain kind of more in your back? Is it down? Obviously, it's going down the leg. Do you feel the pain more in the leg, more in the back?
I would say it's worse in my back, but it does travel down the leg as well.
When do you are there any activities? I know you're a drummer. I saw that. What kind of music do you play, by the way?
I do metal and hardcore.
Awesome. So, when you're playing the drums, is that when you're sitting for long periods of time? Is that kind of when you feel it the most?
Yeah, I usually sit and play for a couple hours at a time, and I can usually feel it more on my back. It's pretty intense.
So is there anything you can do to kind of alleviate that pain?
If I kind of just stand up and walk around, shake it out, it feels usually a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? Just out of curiosity.
I am a session drummer, so I tour.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I tour and play around with different artists.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you say walking, when your pain's kind of at its worst, which is sitting, that's what we said, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you rate that on a scale of 0 out of 10?
Probably a 6. That's worse.
6.
Yeah.
When you get up and walk or do some of those things that help you to alleviate that pain, what is the pain there?
It's probably more like a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Is it kind of hurt worse in the morning, night, throughout the day?
It's just kind of throughout the day. If I use it a lot, if I'm sitting a lot during the day, or if I try to pick things up, it can be a little bit worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that pain down the leg, is it kind of a burning pain? Is there any numbness or tingling?
No numbness or tingling. It's kind of like an aching pain that kind of travels down my leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far down the leg does it go? I kind of saw the picture you filled in there for the intake. Is
Yeah.
it kind of above the knee, below the knee? Does it stay kind of in the butt?
I would say above the knee, but I do feel it in my butt and my lower back too.
Okay. And it's kind of just on that one side, right?
On my right side.
That right side?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds good. We'll get you moving here a little bit. So go ahead and stand up here. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of bend down, see if you can touch your toes here. And any pain with that there?
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. How about bending backwards, kind of looking at the sky? How do you feel with that?
That one hurts more.
It does.
Yeah.
So when you say it hurts more, just out of curiosity, is it kind of mostly in the back? Is it still in that leg when you do that?
When I do this, the pain is mostly in my back, but that's pretty intense.
So it kind of gets a little worse in the back,
Yeah.
but not as
I can't really feel it in my leg as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's a couple other movements here. Put your arms at your side. See how far you can bend to the right there.
Yeah, that hurts too.
Okay. Now let's go to the left.
Also bad.
All right. How about a little rotation? So see how far you can turn to your right there. How is it with that?
That hurts.
A little bit. How about to the left?
That feels fine.
Okay. How about right here, kind of gliding your hips to the left like that? How's the pain with that there?
Feels fine. Doesn't feel any different.
All right. Let's go to the right now.
Doesn't feel very different.
All right, so next thing we're going to do is I just want to watch you walk a little bit. So go ahead and walk. I'll tell you to stop. All right, that's good. Go ahead and come back this direction. Very nice. Any pain with anything you've done so far, other than I know you had a little bit of pain with kind of all the movements. Some are worse than others, but how are the pain with your leg with any of those movements?
This one, I felt a little bit less in my leg, but it was definitely a sharp pain in my back. I feel like when I did this, I kind of felt it travel down my leg a little bit more.
All right, we'll get you up here on the table.
Okay.
We're gonna do some other tests. For this one, I'm gonna have to touch you. You mind taking your shirt off? So here I'm gonna push on a few areas that I think might reproduce some of that pain.
Yep.
May or may not, but gonna have to touch you a bit, so everything's good with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so the first one, we'll go ahead and have you lay on your stomach here. I'm just gonna test out some movements here. And with any of these little tests, let me know if it kind of reproduces that pain in your back and or down your leg.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit,
Alright.
more than usual.
Anything there?
Totally different.
Alright. Gonna touch your back here a little bit, let you know if everything's good.
A little tender.
A little tender there. Is it kind of on the right side still?
Yeah, still on the right side.
How about if I get down into this region here? Pain with that?
Just pressure.
Okay. Nothing going down the leg or anything like that? Okay. So now we're gonna do a little bit of an exercise here. So go ahead and kind of prop yourself up on your elbows.
Okay.
So we'll hold that there for a couple seconds. And go ahead and relax back on your stomach. We're gonna do about 5 of these. Alright, back up. Good, back down. Good, back down. One more. Good. Alright, go ahead and stand up now. So I saw you grimace a little bit. Is that kind of the same deal where the pain was a little bit worse in the back there?
It's definitely worse in the back.
Okay,
yeah.
let's go ahead and stand up here for a second.
Sure.
I'm gonna watch you walk again, so go ahead and go this direction. Good. Go ahead and come back. So how's everything feeling now that you've done a little bit of the exercise there?
Still, it's a little achy now.
A little achy?
Walking obviously helps a little bit, but after those, yeah, I feel it a lot in my back. So.
Okay. All right, that's good, Alex. I think
Okay.
we've got a little bit of what we like to call a direction of preference figured out here. So what happens a lot, like with you drumming and just kind of everyday activities, such as what you're doing right now, is we do a lot of sitting throughout the day, and when you're playing those long shows, you're putting a lot of pressure on your lower back. So sometimes that irritates some of the discs in your spine. Could be a multitude of things, but basically it's not good for us to be sitting so much as human beings. So a lot of times we develop certain things going on in our back that might irritate some of the stuff going on there. So what we're going to do for you here is we're going to kind of work with that direction of preference, which for you is extension. That's what was coming up on the elbows there. We're going to kind of go with that, and then also work on strengthening some of the core muscles and stabilizing muscles there. And then eventually we want to start being able to work back into flexion a little bit, which is kind of bending in that sitting position. But first we got to kind of gain that extension range of motion back and get feeling good in that direction, and hopefully get you feeling a little less pain.
Yeah.
So it's important to kind of understand here. So when you're going back into extension, which is kind of when you're coming up on your elbows, while the pain might be feeling worse in your back, that's okay. As long as the pain that's been going down your leg is kind of getting better. That's what we like to call centralization. So the idea is to get the pain out of your leg into your back. And while the pain might be worse in the back, kind of the main idea is that we're getting it out of the leg, out of your butt, into your back, and then hopefully over the course of time it kind of just disappears. That'd be ideal, and I hope that's what will happen here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Thanks so
pleasure
much.
working with you.
Appreciate it.